And you're quite vocal now. I've seen you on social media and in some of the work that you do. It seems like you're intentional at encouraging others to have certain habits or ways of being. How was that a shift for you? Why do you do that?
When I was young, I just believed everyone should work hard. Now I'm older, I believe everyone should work on themselves, and everyone should invest in themselves, and everyone should work on their health. And whichever way that is, just work on your health. And that could be yoga, Pilates, football, going to the gym every morning, whatever it is, just work on yourself, because essentially we are our own car that we're driving, and I think that we need to take care of it. And I'm 53 years old, and I'm going to try and do my best to take care of it as much as I can. Do I do it perfectly? Hell no, Have I got muffin tops on the side here? Yeah, of course I have. Am I as slim as I want to be? No. But I'm reasonably healthy. That's the first thing that I think is really important to kind of push out to everybody. Get out of bed, you lazy ass, is my kind of approach. Do something, move, eat well. Don't get drunk all the time. All this kind of stuff. But then with careers, I find that too many people have been indoctrinated into believing that it won't happen for them for some reason that's external to them. I didn't get a degree, so I can't be. I know I can't be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever it may be, because of some external reason. Yet we have such overwhelming evidence that it's possible for anyone and everyone. I mean, the evidence is ridiculous. You can't hide from it. It's just in your face, and you don't need a degree to become successful. You don't need to have gone to school to become successful. One of the most successful people I know can't read or write.
Wow.
He's one of the most successful people I know, and he can't read or write. And it's like we've always got these excuses that we put in front of us, and I don't want people to have those excuses. I want people to stop with the negative self-talk, stop with the nonsense, stop with repeating to themselves in the mirror every day, I'm not enough, okay? And start realizing that you are enough and you can be anything you want to be, okay? It just takes you to make some decisions and then stick with it. And, there's a wonderful example of that, and that's diets. A diet works fantastically if you stick with it, but most people don't. And that's why the 1st of January every year, I'm going to lose 5 kilos, and this is my year, and blah, blah, blah. And what stops them? Persistence.
Consistency,
and discipline. And it gets a little bit difficult. I'm really hungry. I really just want that donut. Or, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to the gym. And it's like, you're just getting in your own way. And I can't buy into that. I can't buy into that victim mentality.
Was there moments because that you've got a clearly strong mindset, and if anyone follows you online, they'll see that you live by that. That's not just something you're talking about right now on a podcast. You actually live and breathe that. What was it that brought you to those places in your life where you made those decisions to live that way?
So I used to drink. And so I was the guy that was on the Friday night down the pub, in the bar, whatever it may be, with my vodka, Bacardi, gin, whatever it may be. And I thought that was fun. And then I had spinal surgery, and when I wasn't allowed to drink for 2 years because I was on strong medication, after the 2 years, it's like, right, let's go and have a drink. And everything tasted disgusting. Wine, beer, spirits, it just all tasted horrible. And I'm like, why would you drink this? I couldn't understand why anybody would drink it. My brain had obviously changed, and I'd been like, this is just madness, And people say, oh yeah, have a drink, let your hair down, loosen up a little bit. And I'd be like, do I need to have a drink to be happy? Do I need to have a drink to be cheerful? Do I need to have a drink to have fun? And I realized that I didn't. Now that came on the back of obviously an operation, but people are sucked into this kind of like, no, been a hard day at work today, so I'm just going to have a glass of wine in front of the TV while I have my TV dinner watching Coronation Street, or my new Netflix box set that I'm going to binge watch till midnight. And I just, for me, I find it hard to understand how, as obvious as it is, people can't see how obvious it is.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think I'm one of these who I'll have a drink to celebrate every now and again. For me, I'm not an all or nothing, but I've been in similar situations to you working in the nightlife industry. You see it a lot. You see the addictive tendency, the escapism that can happen through drinking, through drugs, through using substances, even Netflix, right? Do you think it's important, though, for young people to go through that journey? If I was, say I was 19 and I was sat here and I'd just been allowed to drink, what would you tell me? Would you tell me do it, experience it, or don't?
Donald Trump's never had a drink in his life.
Really?
Or smoked a cigarette. So, do we need to experience it? No, I don't think you need to experience it. It comes back down to the environment you put yourself into.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go out and find what career we want to have and what industry we want to work in, how we're going to make an impact on the world. We need to find that out, but we don't need to do that in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to do that on ecstasy, cocaine, ketamine, or whatever other drug that exists out there. That's not the way of finding anything out. But again, at the end of the day, it's culture. What was the environment you grew up in? Because if you grew up in a Muslim culture, you won't have drunk.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority of Muslims never have a drink and never have. And didn't bother them, didn't cause them a problem. They've still gone on to be successful, semi-successful,
mm-hmm.
and unsuccessful in equal measures. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily sure it matters. I believe that people need to have goals. Not that you need to have amazing, incredible, make money goals, but I believe we need to have things to work towards, because I think we need always a North Star. We need to have ambition to accomplish something. But we really need to enjoy the process as well, and the process is where the juice is for me, because as we all know, when you do achieve a goal, you're there and it's like, oh, that's that done then. Next.
Yeah.
But that journey to achieving it, that kind of, whatever it may be, that hustle, that grind, that sacrifice, that, teaching your kid to learn another language, you've got to make that commitment and enjoy that journey.
And I guess it's knowing what's important to you. Like yesterday I was reflecting on last year I lost my sister to cancer, and in that process she'd just given birth to my nephew, who was 6 months old at the time, now 18 months. I'm currently sat with you here in Dubai, building a new division of our company, and I'm going, what's my most important value here? Is it the growth of the company in this new market and giving time, energy and effort personally to it? Obviously, we've got team on the floor who are doing that. Do I want to push harder? Because I know if I give that my energy, it will explode quicker. Or is there's a little boy at home who doesn't have a mum? I'm a key part of his life. I want to go home. So it's also like, I love what you said there about having a North Star. How would you describe that? Because for me, River, my nephew, is actually my North Star. He's my grounding place of going like, come home.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because building relationship with him for me is just as, if not more important at times than growth